Okay, now Peter, so when did you start working with RCM and how did you start?
RCM, the company was founded in 1986, so we've been working with RCM from 2016 for 30 years, so we're probably one of their oldest dealers. I came over to RCM in 1986 to have a look at a small Italian company at that time, because we were looking to sell a range of machines in the UK, a full range of machines. And when I saw RCM and met Roberto, Raimondo and Renzo, it was quite obvious they were an engineering company, which something we were interested in, and all the products they made were their own products, and they were specialists more in the sweepers at that point in time than they were in the scrubber dryers. So it was something that fitted in with our portfolio in the UK, so we decided to make a cooperation with RCM. RCM at that time were very much an Italian company. The export department was relatively small, and it was something that developed together because we had our ideas, and we always had a very good cooperation with all the brothers in RCM because they listened, took on board our suggestions, and a lot of developments over the years we've been involved with, which has been a very pleasing thing. So as the company's grown, euromec's grown, and we've seen RCM grow. And the biggest change with RCM is now they're exporting throughout the world. They're quite a big now manufacturer, and the export department is far more professional than it was back in 1986. Things are in English now, which is great, and the whole thing has expanded, so they're really an international company now. The range of machines we've never had a problem with. There's always been a good range of machines, so we've been able to offer a full portfolio right across from the smallest machines to the largest machines, to take into consideration industrial users, also the domestic market and certain niche markets as well. And by having the range of machines, it's enabled us to sell against competition where we can go up a size of machine or down a size of machine. So we've always been competitive. After 30 years, we've got a lot of customers now that are on the third and fourth generation of machines. We've had machines back that have now been refurbished and are also being sold now in the second-hand market, so we've got a good supply of second-hand machines. As a company, we've only ever sold the RCM range. We decided right from the beginning that we would only sell one range of machines because we felt that was important, not to have red ones, blue ones and green ones, but to sell one product. And we've always sold the full line of sweepers and the full line of scrubbing machines. So we felt that was an important part, and that was our philosophy from the beginning. Looking forward, we can see that the range of machines now has increased. The engineering on the machines is also the biggest strength of RCM is they are engineers. And as engineers, we always have simplicity, we have reliability, and that enables you then to take your second and third generation through. So your users then are happy with the machines because they've been reliable. And reliability now is what sells your machines. They are reliable, they hang together, they are strong, they are industrial, they do the job, they do what they say on the can. So that is important for us. Technology is changing. RCM have always looked at technology, they're always ahead of that game, and the thing with RCM is that they are the innovators of technology and they're not the followers, and we often find now that the competition will follow their innovations. So again, that's an important part, and it allows us then to expand our thing. Also the technology now with the environment is important. So we've got filtration systems now, different filtration systems. In the beginning, there was one filtration system. We now have a range of filtration systems. We have electric machines, we have gas machines, we have ecological machines that are clean, and all this is important. That helps us sell machines, and it's going forward for the future. So where do we go with RCM in the future? We see a long future with them. We feel that we've got a long way to go. we feel we'll always be competitive in the market, even though the market changes, because the market does change, and nowadays it's changing a lot quicker than it used to. Technology's taking over, people are looking at lower cost, more cost effective, and looking to have one stop to buy their machines, so they can buy the whole machines from one stop and have the backup, the service, the spare parts and everything else. So we've had a great relationship. We've been with them, as I said, 30 years. It's their 50th anniversary, which I think is something to be proud of. I'm proud to have been with them for 30 years, and I think it's something that they should be proud of as well, that they've managed to keep dealers and keep us satisfied, keep up with our demands, because like anybody, dealers do have demands, and we can be demanding, all of us can, and we need that cooperation together for us to expand and be together. I think that covers everything.
Thank you.
Ma ti ha risposto a tutte le nostre. Detto cosa ci piace cosa gli piace di meno di RCM?
Well, more or less you have already answered, but what you like the most in working with RCM, and what you like less in working with RCM?
So
what you don't like in RCM?
What I don't like?
If there is something that you don't like.
During this year also, during the period, did you find something really worse?
We don't want to force you to say something negative.
No, there's never been negatives. We've never had negatives. That's a hard question. So let me think. What is nice about?
What is nice about RCM?
I think, yeah, what's nice about RCM, it's the cooperation. I think that's the biggest thing, is they listen. They listen when we have problems, when we have ideas. It's something they take on board, something they will look at, they will take seriously, they will investigate. Sometimes it's not quite as quick as we want it to be, but then we're all impatient. But they do listen and take on ideas, and we see of machines coming out with the input that we've had and other dealers as well. And that's important. They don't just do what they want to do. They look, listen, and take into the market, take in the dealers, and take in what's happening in the marketplace. So that is an important thing. They listen.
Mi viene in mente qualcos'altro?
No,
What don't I?
tutto quasi, quindi il futuro, cosa si aspetta da noi, l'altro lascio detto cosa che mi piace, cosa gli piace.
Yeah, I think it's important that Graham comes in on this one really, because Graham, can you sit here or sit there?
Yes.
Graham, come and sit here.
Why not? Yes. Forse è imballato.
I think one of the important things of dealing with RCM has been the contact with the Raimondi family, and their openness and willing to listen to us all in the marketplace of all our different markets around the world now, and take on board our problems and really come up with something to solve the problems, and they've always been very open and up for that, and come up with a machine to solve every application really, which is far more than you would get from a lot of large manufacturers. And as the export side has grown over the years, the people have been put into place to cope with the export demands, which has been fantastic, going forward a long way from originally when we first started with Franco on the export side, going back many years, and the English that was spoken was very difficult, and it was interesting at times, wasn't it?
It's been interesting, but it's been fun.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the big things, that business is one thing, and we've always had similar interests. Euromec as a company, we're interested in cars and anything to do with racing, which is a fundamental thing of the brothers in RCM as well. And when you have that cooperation and that thought together and you're thinking similar, it makes business life easy, because you have a lot in common, and we have the right balance. You have the right balance between work and play, and it's always been fun, it's always been good, but it's been serious. And I think that's an important part. That really is an important part of any relationship. It can't be just business. It has to be the whole thing together. So we've always had similar interests from when we were doing the Silverstone Grand Prix with the machines, and RCM were doing Monza and Imola. We were all involved with it. It was all part of the family, and we felt very much of that family as well. So I think that, again, is just an important part, which something is hard to justify, but it is important. Okay. Does that help? I'll let you edit it together.